Hello CraftDee Family, and welcome to another tutorial by She's So Crafty. For today's DIY project, we'll be creating a pair of rustic style shutters that will be a beautiful addition to your home decor. Now, I wanted to challenge myself to make these with Dollar Tree items, and I'm so happy to have created these with all Dollar Tree supplies that only totaled $6. Now, I also include options for a neutral and seasonal wreath as well, and I have provided the list of supplies and tools used to make these projects in the description box below. Now, I am super excited to share this tutorial with you, but before we start, I wanted to say hello and welcome back to my awesome subscribers and visitors to my channel. Now, if you are a new visitor to my channel today and you love to create fun and easy DIYs on a budget, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also click that notification bell so you will be the first to know when a new DIY tutorial is ready to share with you. So now, let's jump right into the project. Now for this project, we'll need some of these glass gems from the Dollar Tree. And we'll also need 5 of these beware signs from the Dollar Tree. Now the first thing we're going to do is to take about 20 of the most round pieces of gems out of the package to prepare to be painted. Now I'm going to start by priming these with my Zinsser 123 spray primer, and then I'm going to follow up with a few coats of this black stainless steel spray paint by Rust-Oleum. Now while they dry, we're going to go ahead and prep our signs. Now Dollar Tree seemed to be so extra with the glitter this year, so we're going to go ahead and sand to stop all of that shedding. So now that those are nice and sanded, we're going to remove all of those ribbons and tags from the top. So now we're going to take 2 boards and we're going to join them together down the center. Now you can use craft sticks for this, but I'm going to go ahead and use some scrap paint sticks that I had in my pile since I had so many left over from previous projects. Now these sticks are pretty strong, so I'm only going to use 4 and I'm just going to space them out evenly. And then we're going to apply a generous amount of that hot glue and then press them into place all the way down the center of the boards. Now once they're all bonded, we'll have a smooth surface to work on the other side, and we're just going to repeat this with the other set of boards. And now we have 2 sets completed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a half arch across the top. Now I determined that the arch will meet the side at about the 7-inch mark, so I started to make a mark with it for reference and then just freehanded an arch shape from the top down to that 7-inch mark. And now we can go ahead and cut the arch out, and I will be using a utility knife and an X-Acto knife to do this. So using your sharp utility knife blade, you're just going to cut along that arch line, and it took me 3 passes for it to cut through this board. Now if your arch crosses a stick on the back, you just want to flip it over and cut through that as well. Then you should be able to bend and snap off the piece fairly easily. And now you just trim up those jagged edges and then sand it all smooth. Now you want to grab your second board and you want to lay your arched piece face down right on top, and you want to make sure the edges are all even. And then you can just trace on your arch shape to that second piece. Then all you have to do now is to cut that piece the same way as you did your first piece. So now you have your 2 arched pieces ready to go. So now we're going to take that last sign and we'll be cutting this into 4 cross pieces. Now you want to start by measuring to find the center, and mine was at about approximately 11 3/4 inches. And then we're just going to draw a line down that center where we made our mark. And now you want to make a line lengthwise down the center, and I'm just using the slat markings on the board to determine this placement. And then you're going to grab your cutting tools and you're going to start by cutting that center line first. And then you're going to cut those in half. And now that you have all 4 pieces, you're just going to sand down all of the edges until they're nice and smooth. Now I wanted to remove that fin style edge from the bottom of my shutters. So all I'm going to do this is I'm going to make a mark, a straight line along that bottom picket fence mark. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them off with my utility knife. Again, I just make 2 or 3 passes, and these pieces should break off pretty easily. And then all you have to do is sand the bottom to make sure it is nice and smooth. So now we're finally gonna get ready to paint our piece. Now I'll be using this white chalk paint for this project. Now you want to apply that chalk paint vertically along the face of the shutter, and you also want to remember to paint all of those side edges as well. And then once it's all covered, you just want to repeat this on your other shutter. And while those dry, we can go ahead and paint those smaller pieces as well. So now that our shutters are dry, we can mark our wood plank placement. Now with a ruler, we're just going to mark 4 equal planks. And once our 4 planks are marked, we're just going to mark them out with our ruler and a pencil. And then just repeat this process for your other shutter. So now we're ready to work on our wood look. So I'm going to be using some painter's tape as I paint each one of the planks. Now this will help each plank stand out a little better. Now in order to get the wood look, I'll be using this Antique Wax by Waverly. Now I'm going to apply this using my chip brush, and I'm going to be applying that wax along the grain of the plank. Now you can play around with the texture using the brush to create a more realistic look. Now once you finish that plank, you're just going to remove that tape and just go ahead and place it at that next plank location. And then you want to continue to add that wax 1 plank at a time until your shutter is completely covered. And once this is done, you just complete the other one as well and let them sit to dry. And now you could take those smaller pieces and you want to paint them with the wax as well. Again, you just want to apply it in one single direction, and you can play around with that wood grain. So that now everything is dry, we can apply those smaller pieces to our shutters. Now I'm going to place down my ruler for a guide, and I'm going to be placing the most bottom plank with the fence side towards the outer edge about 1 inch from the bottom, and then the other one will be placed at 11 inches. Now to secure these in place, you just want to apply your high temperature hot glue to each piece and secure them into place. And now we can grab our glass gems that we painted. Now these will be the pieces that look like the clavos nails across the front. Now what we'll do is we'll place 4 of these gems or clavos nail pieces on each one of those cross pieces. Now we want to just go ahead and space them out nice and even. And then you want to apply your high temperature hot glue to the back of each gem and secure it into place. Now you could also use E6000 as well. And here are all of our clavos nails in place. Now to hang my piece, I will be applying a piece of jute twine with knotted ends on the back of each one of my shutters. I'm just going to fold it in half, and I want to place a generous amount of hot glue on those knotted ends to secure it into place. Now I like my pieces to have a clean backing, so I'm going to be applying this craft paper over the back. You just want to apply hot glue around the edge of the shutter in sections, and you want to press that paper into place. Now once the entire back is covered, just go ahead and feel for those 2 knots from that hang string, and you want to carefully make a slit in the paper right above those knots with your X-Acto knife. And then you just want to fish out your jute twine and pull it through the slit. And then you can seal the opening with hot glue or a piece of tape. And now you could just trim off all of that excess paper around the edges using your X-Acto knife. And now your shutter is nice and ready to hang. Now if you want to add a neutral wreath, I love this boxwood wreath that I made before for $3 that you can even customize. Now I'll link the tutorial for this in the upper right hand corner of this video and also in the description box below. Now to make a quick fall wreath, I'll be using this bamboo wreath form from the Dollar Tree. And I'll also be using these flower picks from Walmart that were about $1.28 each. So I'm going to use some of these wire pieces around the stems of the picks to secure them to the wreath frame. Now I'm going to apply one at the bottom, and then I'm going to apply another one right above it in the opposite direction. Then as a final touch, I'm going to add some of this Dollar Tree ribbon to make a quick bow. All I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 2 pieces about 12 inches long, and then I'm going to cut a third piece about 8 inches long. Now I'm going to take my 2 longer pieces and I want to fold them into the center, overlapping them about 1 inch. Now these will be my bow pieces, and what I want to do is I just want to take those and I want to fan fold them, and I want to place them side by side. And then add on that third piece as a tail at the bottom, and then tie everything together with a piece of jute twine. And then after you trim the string, you could just adjust the bow and trim off the tails. And then you can apply your bow to your wreath, and all I'm going to do this is apply a piece of wire through the back and attach it to the wreath. And now you have a super quick and simple fall wreath. So now you just choose your favorite to place on your shutters. And here are the shutters on display. Oh my goodness, I think these turned out amazing. Now this piece reminds me so much of an old vintage truck with those rustic nails and wood finish. Very, very classic look. And adding a wreath is super cute, and it's totally customizable to your colors and taste for your decor. Now you can keep this green or add pops of color. There are so many possibilities. And using these gems as faux clavos nails turned out great. Now you can also flip these shutters in an opposite direction for a different look, or even place these on the side of an indoor window. Just let me know in the comments what you think you would do with this in your home. Listen, if you love DIYs on a budget, give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Make sure that you're following She's So Crafty EE on Facebook for the latest news, sneak peeks, and giveaways. Thank you so much for visiting and checking out my tutorial today. If you like videos like these and you don't want to miss the next one, make sure you're subscribed by clicking that subscribe button below and turning on that notification bell. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.